We find ourselves in the peculiar position of a European places playoff. Prior to the end of last episode, didn't even know that existed. I also might have lied to you in the fact of saying it wasn't a two-leg affair. It is exactly that. And I've even had the audacity to play a leg without you. Welcome back. Club 4, episode 16. We have Sparta Rotterdam. We've played one game so far, and it was a 2-1 victory. We have either, was it Utrecht or AZ in the next leg, and I believe one of those teams is already 3-0 up. But before we run into that a little bit further and go into the episode anymore, if you are enjoying what we're doing, and you're looking forward to us maybe being in Europe at our first shot of asking, then do me the favour, liking, subscribing, show your support on the channel, and even give the bell a little tickle. It would be greatly appreciated. As we know, we've only had one game since the previous episode, so we'll just go in and watch the goals. I was pretty happy with how it was going in the 26th minute, and I found myself in a weird position where I was kind of hoping that it didn't become a rout, because I didn't want the second leg to be something that was just pointless. So I was weirdly happy when they scored their goal to make it 2-1. But yeah, 2-1 overall, I was pretty happy with. This goal is a myth, by the way. Brilliant work from Savoia to put it back to him. And Klaas just passes into an empty corner. It's all good. 2-0 at that point, and I was thinking, oh dear. Then they get their attack with Hilary Gong over to Best. Missed time jump from Van Buren, and Kamara pokes it in the corner. 2-1 from our home leg. As I did mention, one of the teams has got quite a strong lead. It was 3-1. It wasn't 3-0. I lied to you. So AZ are losing that tie, 3-1 against Utrecht, and we are, as we said, 2-1 up against Sparta. So both the home teams are needing to overturn the deficit. Our team for the game will be Karavic in goal, Maddy, Van Buren, Amaro and Kodeman as our back four, Hall at the base of the midfield, with Klaas, Voss and Castro in the middle three, and then Arp supporting Fofana as our strikers. Savoia did actually pick up an injury, unfortunately, in that game. It sees him out for 2 to 4 weeks, which basically rules him out for the rest of the season. Likewise, Akona is out for another 3 weeks, so he's out. Sparta are lining up with a 4-2-3-1. Hilary Gong out there, having a wonderful time. And that Mynans, who's there holding mid, he's pretty good. So I was sure this wasn't the first time that we'd played Sparta Rotterdam, and it turns out it isn't. In the playoffs, obviously we played them in the league. When we first joined Den Haag, we got into the playoff final to get into the Eredivisie, and Sparta Rotterdam were one of the teams that we played, and they beat us on aggregate 5-2. So let's make sure that they don't beat us on playoffs again. Otherwise, it might be a little bit of a bogey team for us. But a brilliant ball over to Klaas, and his shot finds itself wide of the post. Half time is here. We've both done so-so. I'm not going to go too defensive because it does turn out that the away goals rule is in here. So with Sparta actually having an away goal from that first leg, it does mean that all they need to do is score one to basically make themselves win the tie, which we don't want. So if we can get one, they have to score at least. So just shy of the hour mark, there is a free kick for Rotterdam. Zinkovski's putting it in, and it's just wide. I have moved us recently to positive instead of being balanced. I'm hoping that little change will just get a goal for us. We have now passed the hour mark, so I'll look at making a substitution shortly, but we'll see what happens from this highlight. Kodeman is heading out on that left. Ooh, it looks like Shipper. Ref didn't even waste any time. Had his red out of his pocket before he'd even got to the guy. Just about to make us up. I've dropped us back down to balanced. We have Van Buren at the back post winning that header, and we'll make our subs now. I did notice during that Klaas was injured, so we're going to bring him out for Toure. We'll also bring Amaro off for Van Zupten, and finally we're going to take Fofana out for Howers. Kodeman now has the ball on the left side. Into Castro. Good ball in Toure. It's a pen, surely. Anunu. Tripped our guy in the area. What you saying then, ref? Checking the review. It's been awarded. Who's taking it? Is it Hall? Arp. He's eventually scored a goal for us after a little while. Oh, God, I thought that was wide. It's a brilliant pen right in the bottom corner. Goalie went the complete opposite way, but even if he didn't, he'd have had no chance. Drop us down now to cautious, and I am going to be a little bit of a scumbag. A, because I don't want them to get back into it, and B, because if I can do this, hopefully it stops us being quite so aggressive. I might leave us a little bit fresh for that final, because over with AZ, Utrecht are still in the lead. They won 3-1 at home. If AZ get themselves a second, then they've found their way to the final with us. If not, then Utrecht have held on with 10 men for the last 20 minutes against the team that are going to be going at it. So hopefully they'll be nice and tired. Into injury time now, of which there are 4 minutes, and we have a highlight. Nunnally puts it in, Pajic heads it into the goal. Ref is getting involved, but I'm not 100% sure why, because I'm sure Pajic was onside. It's a little bit concerning that was so easy for them to score, but it's been given. What's that? 2 minutes and 9 seconds of the game left. We're in the bloody final. Penalty was important for us. It actually allowed us to win that game, because had it not, that free kick would have seen the end of it. Annoyingly, the final is played over 2 legs. I mean, every other final in the world is played over 1 leg, so why wouldn't we play this one over 2? We're starting off at Utrecht's ground at 8 o'clock on the 25th of May. We're going to win this 2-0, I've decided. Then we're going to go home, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Our team for the first leg. Karavic in goal. Vidma, Van Buren, Amaro, Kodeman. We then have Hall at the base, with Torre, Voss and Hay as the midfield 3, and then Arp and Fofana as our strikers. Only bits of concern are Kodeman and Amaro are both currently 1 yellow away from suspension, so if they pick up a yellow card during this, they're not going to see the second leg. I've been a bit of a silly goose there. Forgot to unpause my camera. Utrecht have a 4-2-3-1. They haven't lost the game in 5. We have 4-1-3-2, and we have lost 2 games in 5. We've only won 2 as well. But as long as we don't lose any of these, then that's all we can hope for. We have a corner on the left. Hay puts it in towards Harp. It's found its way in, but the ref's getting involved. So we'll quell our celebrations for just a few seconds. And we'll see what he says. I'm not sure what it was called against. Maybe Amaro was offside. It has been disallowed. Van Buren was offside. So where was Van Buren then? Arp has the header here. Van Buren's this guy. Completely uninvolved. Ruled out for our side. A throwing for Utrecht. I'm trying to not talk so much in the gaps on these highlights, because I've realised there's 3 games that I'm going to have to squeeze into this episode. And it's going to be hooch if we don't. Oh, Vidma's just tried to go through the back of someone. Got himself sent off a few days ago as well, which was good of him. A few games ago, should I say. Busaid, Ramsalar, Holm, all the way out to Katabach. Can we get the ball off him, guys? Van Tamelen. This isn't filling me with much confidence. These are the team that finished in 8th in the league, I think. We finished 7th, and then the 2 teams above us are the 2 teams that we've just knocked out. So it could very well be that they'll find Europe, even though there were 4 positions outside of it. But Carr's gone through on goal, and he's not found the goal, fortunately. Karavic has took a free kick incredibly far out for some reason. Kodeman's just ran into one of their players. Gifted possession away, which is nice of him. Holm, back to Van Tamelen. Gravillon. Don't even know if he's French. We give it a little bit of French pizzazz then. Probably find out he's like Spanish. Carr, Katabach. Good ball through. Hopefully Van Buren can intercept the run. He hasn't. Gellin, back to Carr, and he's rifled it into the near corner. There goes my 2-0. Second half now. Starts off with Utrecht in our area, which is hopeful for us, because maybe this is the start of the highlight, but we get it back and we attack. So Stage, I can only assume his name is on the ball. Ramsalar through to Carr, all the way out through to Busaid on the left side. And it pulls out a good save from our goalkeeper. A corner now for Utrecht. Busaid puts the corner in towards their back post, and Stage heads over. Cut at the save. We've got a free kick out on the right. It's put towards the back, and Amaro's head goes just over. It is shuffling towards substitution time. Throw in to Fofana. ADO with the ball in the area. Get it across. Arp slides it into the net. The ref's not involved at all. It seems to stand. We've got our away goal, which is crucial. If we can get a second, then that'd be beautiful. But it's the awareness from Arp. Gets it back to Fofana. He stayed on side, puts it across, and Arp just goes, I'll have a bit of that, number 6. Don't you worry about it. So Voss is having a pretty short game at the moment. So I'll move Torre into the middle. I'll change that to a deep line playmaker on support. We'll take Voss out for Egloff. I'm thinking we'll bring in Castro for Hay as well. Is Egloff the left-footed fella? No, it was Sven, sorry. We'll leave the third sub. Probably should take off one of the fullbacks. I'll bring on Kalina actually for Kodeman because I don't want to lose Kalina for the second leg. Corner for us on the right side. Egloff puts it in towards the back post. Oh, and that is absolutely battered away by one of their players. Into the last 5 minutes. We have a corner. Kalina puts it in towards the middle. Amaro wins the header and it hits the crossbar. Into injury time now. Another highlight. As soon as I start to try and summarise the game, a highlight appears out of nowhere. Utrecht have sprayed the ball out to the left, but the pressure's made them lose it. Hall, Torre, Vidma. He hasn't got much to work with, but does manage to get some space off his man. Fofana. Arp's loitering about on that last man. Oh no, we've just passed the ball away. That was good of you. Bastians, Busaid, and Holm. So Utrecht are now attacking on us. We just, let's not lose. There we go. Their game actually finished 1-1. I realised I didn't update you. So Utrecht did get themselves a late equaliser. Fofana's been set through. Oh, that's a bit tasty from Gravion. A red card. I did not notice that people would do that in this. That is a properly cynical tackle. Saw his man go through on goal and just kicked him. I don't know how I feel about that. I've got to be honest. I'm a bit annoyed he did it to my player. But I'm surprised it's kind of, what's the word? Programmed in? But no, a 1-1 away from home. They're missing out one of their defenders, who, let's have a little look at him. He's decent. It's not great, but he's decent. What's he done for him this season? A 6.8? Yeah, they're probably not going to miss him. For the second leg against Utrecht, firstly, my face is here, so hello. Didn't forget to turn the camera back on this time. Secondly, we're at home. I'll jump into the rules once more and just make sure I'm of the right understanding. So away goals are used if scores are level after 90. Likewise, it's used again if they're level after extra time. So we don't have the potential of an extra 30 minutes to score that away goal if needed. But again, we're not going to let it matter. I'll take a 0-0. I'll also take a 4-0 in our favour. But considering I said that we were going to win 2-0 on the first game, I don't know how I feel about that. For the second leg, we have Karovic in goal. Vidma, Van Buren, Amaro and Kodeman. Torre at the base of the midfield with Klaas, Hay and Voss as the middle. And then we have Arp supporting Fofana as we did in the first few legs up top. Our lineup, we've just seen it. And as I said, we're going to make sure we don't win either of these last 2 games. And if we do that, then there's a big chance of us going through. Utrecht are going with their 4-2-3-1 as they did. They've still got quite a few decent players that I'm a bit apprehensive about. I've also just realised that I never had the light on. Do we go with it off for this? Do you know what? It's worked for the first 2 games. We'll turn it off, we'll leave it off, and I'll be of normal complexion. Because when I put the light on in the background, it makes me go all red like I'm angry. A corner for ADO. Hay puts it into the middle. And Van Buren's header's just over. The goalkeeper just starts with possession. It wasn't a goal kick or anything, which was odd. He's lumped it forward to none of his players. Kodeman's picked it up, and we're able to attack. So hopefully it finishes with our attack, and also us celebrating. But Vidma has the ball out on the right. He's got a guy behind him, doesn't use it, puts it into the middle, and Fofana's header finds itself just wide of target. A goal kick for Utrecht. Looking at the stats, we are very comfortable in this game, but we haven't scored yet, so just keep going, keep plugging on, and hopefully we'll see something good from it. Fofana's out on the right, gets it into Voss. Oh, surely not. And Voss has a header inside the 6-yard box that doesn't go in. Another highlight sees Utrecht on the attack, which this is the point where I'm thinking maybe we've spent 38 minutes as the dominant team. Are we now going to see them having 3 seconds as the dominant team and scoring? But Van Tamelen is out of the defence for them. Mora on the right, into Ramsalar, Gelin, into Bastians, through to Boussaid. Oh, and that's a hopeful shot from him. Another highlight, straight away. Let me catch breath. Mora is ploughing through from their fullback position. He's put it through to Boussaid, who's hit the post, but I think he was offside. Barring those two attacks that we've just seen them have that nearly give me an aneurysm, we're the stronger of the teams, but we need to make sure we're making the most of it. A free kick for Utrecht. Short to Ramsalar and back out to Mora on the right-hand side. He's made himself loads of space, put in a cross, and Van Buren's headed it clear. Katterbach has the ball out on the left for them. Ramsalar out on the middle. We'll just pressure him out. Get the ball back, please. Get the ball back, please. Mora's out on the right. Puts it into the middle. Oh, brilliant save from the goalie. It looked like they were going for a blooming Rabona backheel sort of thing to score. Ramsalar out on the edge. Mora. Oh, and it's blocked. It's gone out for a corner for Utrecht. Boussaid puts the corner in. Towards Van Tamelen at the back. Oh, and a fantastic clearance from Haag. Katterbach picks up the loose ball from the corner. He puts it through to Gelin on the right wing. I'm shook at the moment. Oh, Jesus. And so is the crossbar. Highlight again, straight off the bat. Karavic takes the goal kick, short to Van Buren. Into Class in the middle. To Vidma out at right back. He's got some space to run into, but he doesn't understand quite how to run at the moment because he's 35. Brilliant ball through to Fofana. Through to Haag. Into Arp. And your man's brought down in the area, surely? He's checking it. He's given it. We've got another penalty. Arp's stepping up to take it. He'd have had a chance to score then. Is he going to take this one? Yes. Yes is the answer. It's 2-1 to us. Beautiful. I'm not going to change anything to how we play in yet. I would like to go defensive and just cut the game out, but I can't see it definitely playing out that way. A throw in for us. Really deep into that half. Kodeman throws it towards Arp, and it's headed, I would say away, but it's still in the area. Now it's kicked away. We've got possession back. Haag. Voss in the middle. Over to Class. Arp. Arp's having a shot. Just over. We're almost at the hour mark. Pace is having a free kick very, very far out on the wide. On the wide? On the wide isn't a thing. Haag. Oh, okay. The ball was going towards Haag, but he didn't actually get possession at any point. Pace. Wienbrink and Van Tamelen in the middle for Utrecht. Oh, Van Buren isn't letting that header get anywhere near his backline. Haag. In towards Fofana. And his shot's just over. 65 minutes in. I've brought Hall and Egloff on for Toure and Class. We do still have another sub left, but we'll leave that in for a little while. I'm hoping just to put some fresh legs in midfield, keep us the dominant force in the game. Now we're running into the last 15 minutes. I am going to start looking at moving towards wasting some time, slowing the game down a bit, and I'll go a little bit more aggressive with that when it hits about 85. Do you know what? Now's good enough. Right, so we'll push that all the way down there, move the time frequency up, move that to hold shape, slow possession, and out of possession, we'll drop that back one more. Again, even if they do score now, the game's still going, but we just don't want them to. There's a minute left to normal time, and 4 injury. It seems that it's going all the way. We've bloody done it. We've bloody done it. A penalty. Twice now we got through on them, and they've just been salty and kicked our player. Once it led in a red card, the other one it gave a penalty to us. So they've deserved to not go through there. And I'm a big fan of what we've done. So we do now find ourselves in Europe, finishing in 7th, but getting those places we wanted. We're going to be in the European Conference League, which is fine. Perfectly fine with that. I am going to fly through the season review. I'm not going to go through it in the depth that we normally would, because I'm aware that the episode's still been quite long as it is already. But Arp has picked up sign of the season, mainly due to both transfer fee and wages, and the fact that he played pretty goddamn well. 26 starts, 32 appearances in total, 12 goals, 7 assists. Strong. Best performer was the goalkeeper who played 1 game. Amaro, again, came in really cheap, played fantastically. Kodeman cost us a little bit of money, but played really well at left back all season. Toure, again, played brilliantly. He has left us, or at least he will do at the end of the season. He's going to some random team that I don't care about. Vidma came in on a free, played well for us for the half season. Karavic, likewise, came in quite a bit of money, but he's came in and done a brilliant job in goal. Egloff as well, A+. Didn't play that regularly. When he did play, he played okay. And Savoia came in for just 9 games, but had a pretty good part for us in those. Transfers out, there's only one here that I really am fussed about, and it's the selling of our goalkeeper, 2.3 million. He played twice for Sporting. Brilliant. Also, we did sell Adrian, who the board gave a seat also, and he's played quite a few games for Göteborg. Season review. They wanted us to avoid a relegation battle. I've given bloody Europe. Of course we have. Does that mean that we've obviously not done everything we can do with these? We are also definitely not going to win the league in the next 10 years. So do we take a season building up our reputation with these, getting a few decent games in Europe? Do we see what's happening over the summer break? I'm definitely going to see what's happening over the summer break, but whether I take something or not, different matter. Moments to remember was an 11-0 win over Lisa, which we saw half of. A 3-1 win against Vitesse was our match to remember for some reason. And the goal of the season was from Akono. Perfect finish to an excellent team move. Let's have a little butchers at that. So just a little bit of context. Bear in mind, 3 minutes before this, we were losing the game 2-0. We'd scored a goal in the 88th, and then this goal is to win the game. Well, to draw the game, actually, to get a point against a team in the relegation zone. But Akono does that. Beautiful finish. Top-hand corner. Finances, please read through yourself. But notable ones for me is the competition prize money. It's going from 72k to 5.4 million. That's a nice jump. Reputation hasn't changed somehow. Even though last season we were in the year below, this season we're in Europe. Or whatever. I said year below, league below. You know what I mean. Kit sales, we had Fofana, Arp, Kalina, Hay, Akono. All played pretty well for us. Our lineup was Karavic in goal, Seedorf, Amaro, Van Buren, Kodeman, Hall, Hay, Torre, Voss, and then Fofana and Arp as the strikers. Awards, we didn't pick up any. Competition awards, there wasn't any. Most goals in a match was absolutely blitzed by Howers in the 6 that he scored against Lisa. Franz, player of the season was Fofana. Young player of the season was Van Buren. Sign of the season was Arp. Goals of the season was Akono that we're aware of. Top goal scorer was Fofana in the end with 19, so he did pick up, but it's still not as much as I want to be seeing. But impressive that we did as we did without having like one striker just smashing the league. Most assists was Arp. Player of the match, Kodeman with 5, and highest average rating was only a 7.1. Expectations for the next season. The board have come to us and says that they want us to avoid a relegation battle, and at least they want us to reach the groups of the Conference League and then continue to be an established Eredivisie team. So it's fine. I'm happy to roll with that. Have we got the budgets yet? And then we'll call it at that. I might have very well flown past them. I don't have the budgets. I'll jump over to the budget screen, see if that's got any indication. So it says the official budget was 275. The budget for next season apparently is going to be 569. And the wage budget is pretty much what we're spending already. So I haven't got anything there, but if that updates, then I'll be able to tell you at the start of next season. But yeah, we'll call the season there. I think we've done absolutely fantastically. And if you have enjoyed what's going on in the season, then, you know, do the madness we mentioned earlier. It was about 4 hours ago. But like, subscribe, all that deal. And pop in the comments, what do you think's going to do next episode? Do you think we're still going to be here? Do you think we're going to have found another job? Maybe Villa? I've been keeping my eye on Udinese as well, so we'll see what they're up to. But I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. There is some items on screen for you to click on if you want to carry on through there. And thank you very much for your time.